proud to have a storm surge early warning system that can provide us early warning for any incoming storm surge 6 hours in advance. And here I would like to express my grateful thanks to the Adaptation Fund Board, UNDP, the EU member states that have provided us ways, the finance to the tune of about 300 million rupees, through which we have initiated a series of measures. I must say government injected about 9.5 million rupees in the acquisition of a land. The refugee center, for which tendering procedure is on, will cost us something like 45 million rupees. It's the first of its kind in the country. It's a very special environment in terms of the facility it will provide to the people, apart from the standard, what we call refuge center. So for the first time, we are building a purpose-built refuge center. The project has various components. The first component was the construction of a refuge center at Quatre-Sœurs and mangrove plantation in the region of Grand Sable, Quatre-Sœurs, and coastal adaptation works at Montchoisy and Rivière des Galets. The second component was an early warning system for incoming storm surge in the Republic of Mauritius. We are seriously envisaging of having many more in the coastline, western coastline, and also in the coastline of the north, in Rodrigues, Agalega, Saint-Brandon.
Refuge center would not be only a refuge center, it would be a multi-purpose building. So the community can use that when there is no sort of calamities, storm surges or cyclones. And the refuge center was originally 100 meters square. We've now designed the building 100 times larger. In terms of the land extent, we have gone to acquire more than 3 acres of extent of land. And there will be also provision for helipads and other ancillaries, which makes this project a unique project not in Mauritius, but in the whole Indian Ocean. When we took the project and went there, besides being vulnerable, the community was at the same time mostly from the fishermen community. And what the women were doing, they were mostly housewives. And there was no revenue for it. So the poverty issue was inbuilt in this project.
We do have a challenge, I think, for Mauritius because our natural response is for cyclone, and automatically we stay indoors, and we're very good at that, and we understand cyclone. But this is a different culture that we now need the communities to also understand, that for some calamities, actually the right thing to do is to leave your home, not stay in it. And so to that end, working with colleagues from the National Centre, we've been looking at assembly points for the evacuation drill tomorrow. We don't want people waiting endlessly at an assembly point for the government to come and move them, on their own. So those assembly points, people will be helped, given advice, but actually able-bodied people, together with their families, will be directed to make their way safely to the evacuation zone itself and where the shelter will be. And then people that need more help. We knocked on doors today, and we learned today there are some homes where there's an elderly relative who is bedridden or something like this. They won't be able to go unaided up to the shelter. So at these assembly points where we'll have the police or the SMF and others and all the first response agencies, they can concentrate their efforts on the people that need the most help to get to the evacuation zone. And again, I think that's a tremendous learning point that we're going to practice tomorrow. So the exercise itself, we're starting at 13:30. We'll run for about 2 hours. Before the end of that 2 hours, we would hope that everyone is evacuated safely. We're expecting a good attendance from the community and a good participation from the community. But we've got a multi-agency team with us tomorrow from all of the first responder agencies, all the various parts of the councils and the local authorities and the councillors. We've got a really good interaction so far. And I think we're going to see a good and successful exercise. We'll no doubt learn new things. The training course that's run with University of Mauritius, we will reconvene on Monday The delegates from that course tomorrow will act as observers. We'll reconvene on Monday and we'll review how the exercise went, and we will finalise a template for a village plan, which we can then, although hopefully we've made this community a lot safer, the village plan that we produce can then means that this can be replicated not only all around Mauritius, but with my colleague that's here on our training course with us from Rodrigues. I think that the lesson that you can teach to others in the SIDS family is this concept of having a strong national framework and the strong focal point of a national centre, but also the willingness to still engage the local community rather than do things to them. And actually the two things working together from the bottom upwards and from the top downwards, that's, I believe, is true resilience for the future. So I would commend all your people for that, sir.